Hey everyone, welcome to a Tuesday Newsday with me and Sinzar. Hey Sinzar.
What's going on?
Um, I'm actually pretty terrible to be honest. I've just spent 4 days constantly vomiting, so that has been a
Oh, that's
adventure.
not good.
Yeah, I've been away from FFBE and the Discord and everything, and I've felt like shit. So I
You,
hope that I'm feeling a bit better today. Actually, a lot better. I'm gonna be honest. Almost well. I hope these news are gonna give me some joy. Are they gonna give me some joy, Zinzar? I haven't looked.
some of the news is great, some of the news is a joke, and some of the news is upsetting.
Oof. Okay. Upsetting sounds terrible for my stomach. But then, all right, let's get started, right? Like, I
Let's
just
do it.
I just opened the banner news and I see Nickel, Sakura, and oh my God, it's NVA Medina. Only like what 6 months late?
It's very late, but I am glad she's finally here.
Yeah, absolutely. Is she gonna be any good? Like, is she going to be relevant now that she's getting her NVA?
Uh, like not specifically. No, she's just too old. She's like an okay mage. She does mid-tier mage damage, which is to say she does like a quarter of physical damage. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like I don't know. She can at EX3 she can burst like okay-ish, but
Right.
not really. It's just so old, dude. She's so old.
Yeah, of
She's
course.
so late.
But this is the same worry I have with Arden and Noctis, because I feel like we're also going to get them at a similar type of timing. Where I think you said it right last time that if they were released now, they'd be decent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not. So I'm guessing we're gonna get them late. Okay, but let's jump into the banner. Oh my! It seems like we're getting a new GLEX card.
Indeed. The I forgot the name already.
Weaver of Wishes. Okay, so where can I see what this card is? Is it in the card news maybe? No.
Yeah,
Oh
that'd be
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
it is. It
yeah.
is. All right, so it's light and dark resistance 75%, flat magic and spirit 300, and 110 base magic and spirit, and 200% equipment magic, and the whole chain cap starts at 2 instead of one thing that they have.
Yeah, it's from the way it's worded, it's the chain speed, not chain cap, which
Exactly.
is
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like it starts at 2 instead of 1, right? Like that's the thing.
well, it started at 3 instead of 1 based on this, but
Ah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that is basically worthless. Now I say that after everyone just used that effect for the riser the
Yeah.
riser strategy last, but that would be for riser himself, and you would never use this card on riser because it has no base attack, and
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing for riser. So yeah,
Right. So the thing is, okay. So it's not like a modifier on the chain itself. It's a modifier for that specific unit.
correct.
So
Yeah, that
okay.
that unit has to have the passive equipped.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Now I get it. All right. But I mean, it's a decent magic spirit card though, with flat 300 magic and 110 base. That's nice, I guess.
I mean, if you skipped both the Roberta card and the Elena card that are just dramatically better, then sure.
Is Elena's card? Wait, Elena's card is not better.
Oh yeah, it's got 300 flat magic on it, and it also has the dual wheel chain cap, but it also has two different killers on it.
Wait, hold the fuck on. Elena.
The global exclusive Elena, not Elena herself, the one that was on the oh god the Kane banner. What is it called?
What?
I don't know, but the global exclusive. We've had four. This is the fourth one. The first one was the Tulian card, the Rain card. The second one was on Kane's banner. It was the Elena card. It's amazing. It's
Sorry.
way
Oh
better than
yeah,
this
the
one.
GLEX card. I was thinking of Starlight Elena. I was like, Elena does not have
No,
300
no,
flat.
no,
That's
no.
like, yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah. The previous GLEX cards were better. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, yes. And then the
For
third
sure.
one was Roberta, and then this one is Athena.
Yeah. I don't have a single one of those though, because I don't save Lapis. So yeah, I guess this news doesn't affect me that much.
Well, you're not gonna
Especially
have a
not on
blazer,
this
but
banner also, because like who the fuck is gonna okay, actually, I don't know. Maybe these units are fantastic. So let's dig into it, because the point here is that this card is on the step up for Sakura and Nickel, right? And they are
trash.
featured, right? Yeah, they are featured. And it's the same as usual that they get increased rates on the 4, 5, and 6.
Yes, correct.
All right, so what the fuck, like Nickel the Return? What's his deal? Like, what does he do?
Oh, these units are so bad, dude. These units are
No,
like
but why?
these are like the worst units since Coralie. Yeah, and in
Really?
my own on my own news video on my channel, I just got done spending half an hour ranting about how bad these units are in so many different versions of the game. But yeah, I'll give you the brief recap.
Okay,
So we've got four primary game modes that matter. We've got Dark Visions, we've
right,
got Clash of Wills,
sure.
we've got actual trials, and there's some hard ones
Uh,
coming up soon.
okay,
There's some
they're
hard,
coming
there's a
up.
really hard one coming soon, and we've got EX battles for like mastery crowns.
Okay,
Okay, so Sakura and Nicole, they're an identical unit. They're the same unit. They're just the only difference is the element.
okay,
So Sakura is the thunder version, and Nicole is the water version. So they spend a few turns stacking their modifiers and setting up, and they do their super limit burst for another modifier boost, the big one. Then they
okay,
quad cast either Flood or Burst. Burst is a new thunder skill that Sakura learns.
okay,
So they spend minimum of 3 turns at EX3 getting ready because they need the SLB. So
right.
EX3 is the earliest. And then on turn 4, they finally unload this big, powerful burst turn that does half the damage of Dark Rain. Okay.
Whoa, really? Oh
Yeah,
god,
their damage is real bad.
and
Now
it's
the
obviously
four
element lock, right? Like, because it's water and thunder.
it's element locked, yes. So there's the 4 game modes I mentioned. Let's go through them briefly. There's EX battles for crowns. Most of these have a 3-turn limit. Some of them have a 4-turn limit.
Right,
So the ones that are a 3-turn limit, they just can't do. They're not even ready on turn 3. They have to go turn 4 at the earliest at EX3.
right.
Even on turn 4, you're going to get 1 turn of burst damage. A single turn of burst damage will not clear EX battles in time. So they just can't do EX battles.
Right.
Clash of Wills they can't do because they're a JP unit. That's
Yeah,
just a given.
obviously. Yeah.
Okay. Then there's Dark Visions. The quad casting magic they do are AoE skills.
Oh,
Jesus. You are not getting a quad cast and AoE skill off. Like,
but
you
wait.
might get
Wasn't that
cast.
fixed in JP?
It is fixed in JP. It was just fixed in JP. So that fix is like 5 to 6 months away.
Yeah, right. When they are completely, I mean, they're already relevant.
They're
Let's
already
not pretend, right?
They're already power crept. And
Yeah,
in 6
okay.
months, they are power crept to the exponential power.
Well, but why?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to ask, like, why?
Mhm.
All right, why are these units this bad? Because, like, I mean, I refuse to believe Alim are idiots. Like, they obviously made them worse than Dark. I mean, is Dark Rain is premium, right? But does that mean they have to do like half of his damage?
I mean, this is from the team that made you original release Mazurka. They made you Coralie. They made you Diverti. Like, yes, Alim does make the Brave Exvius series units terrible if they're not premium. That's just the way it goes.
Well,
yeah,
I think you're being mean about Diverti. I think he has seen a lot of use for being like a niche unit in some ways. I think that Mazurka was decent on release. Yes, she wasn't like the top. No, I mean she was, right? Like she still jumped hard.
No, she didn't.
No. Listen. Mazurka was completely overshadowed by Edgar, who was also out at that time. But like she was just behind Edgar on all calcs. Like honestly, she was good, right? Like I'm not misremembering. Can someone help me in chat?
I mean, sure, she had a small spark of redemption. Now I want to hear you defend Coralie.
No, he sucks balls. All right, listen, I'm just saying, and the thing is, I don't even want to defend Diverti, because I think Diverti's thing is that they didn't count on it. It's just that, there was this, like, use case for a magic tank that you can gear for high elemental resistance that also can burst a bit as an evoker. So that's kind of that's
okay. And Diverti has the field. Like Diverti's got a few points that give him some points. Sure,
but Mazurka, sure. Like I mean, Mazurka only worked for literally like a couple of weeks after her release, and even then nobody used her because everyone had Edgar. So why would you, why did you put Mazurka in there anyway?
Exactly. And just to bring it back to the present, how could a company make units so bad? Well, here it goes again.
No, but listen. Okay, compared to the summer units were not premium. This was in a time when premium still existed, right? So both Beach Boy, Bui, Shinju, and Summer Physalis both hit much harder than these two, right?
Correct. They do.
Right.
Yes.
And in a nicer way, because they just need their SLB, right? And they'll just wreck shit.
Yes, they can go at EX at 3x3 they can do it on turn 3.
Yeah. So that's my question, right? Like if that's kind of the benchmark of a non-premium mage, then like do these have any other redeeming features? Like give me something. Can they do
Yes.
something for your team?
Yes. So okay. So the line of thinking, and Alim is terrible at marketing because this started before JP players knew about it. So we know on global, in the future, they fix mage variants. Mages will get weapon variants from two-handers in the future.
Right.
That's about 4-ish months away from global, approximately on the JP timeline.
Right.
So both of these units have two-handed mage weapons as their STMR.
And they are fantastic, to be honest.
Not so much. I'll talk about that in 1 second. But also, I'll just mention, going forward, we're going to get a bunch of dud units that have no purpose other than to bring to you a new version of a mage two-hander for a different weapon type. Like we're going to get a two-handed throwing weapon from the new version of Poppy, or she gives the mace maybe. I don't know. There's like 7 or 8 new Neo Visions coming. Most of them are garbage, but they all bring you
the equipment.
The equipment only. There are some exceptions. For example, the premium Dark Fana brings the two-handed mage whip, and she's amazing, but she's premium, so that's why she's amazing.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I still think the STMRs sound decent, though. Two-handed weapon, 220 magic, and 100% LB damage on it. That's pretty nice.
And these are very, very good for two-handed weapons. The catch is they're element locked. Now, most mages don't care, but a lot of people are like excited because of Angela, and she's going to be obviously amazing. These will lock Angela to an element.
Of course.
Water for Nicole's and thunder for Sakura's. So keep that in mind. If you're doing a water or a thunder team, that's fine. But that's not really popular elements going forward. It's all about dark or fire, etc. So yeah, if you have Shui Yi's STMR already, that's a two-hander. Not as good as these, but it is a non-elemental two-hander, so it won't nerf your Angela.
Yeah, hers is actually pretty decent. I think the downside is 180 magic, right? But it does, yeah. I mean, these also have killers, but I mean, yeah, it's definitely a huge downside. I mean, you're locking your Angela into a element, which is a huge shame. So you can't really use this. And if you like, I don't know how Roberta works, because like if you were hoping to do some two-handed Roberta shenanigans as well, you wouldn't be using these, of course. No, I'm just not sure you would ever want to do two-handed on Roberta.
And it's really you absolutely would. Yes, Roberta will absolutely go two-handed for her Clash of Wills damage. Now for her jump damage, she won't change, but for her mage Clash of Wills, forcing
you're gonna want a two-handed whatever gives you the most magic, right?
That will give you more damage. Sakura does have a spear, and Roberta will want spears, but hers is lightning locked. Now, coming in the future, we're gonna get Yish, the from the season 4 story.
Okay.
She also brings a two-handed mage spear, but hers is not elemental. If you really want a two-handed mage spear for your Roberta, wait about 3 weeks for Yish to come out.
So about 3 weeks. That's or I mean, like give or take, right? But
well, yeah, possibly more because the Clash of Wills interrupting it or pushing it back.
Well, that's really good to know. I mean, that's really, really good to know, because I think that's important to keep in mind for players now that the two-handed mage meta is slowly coming along. But I'm saying two-handed mage meta, but okay, what units, like, let's look at the crystal ball. What units in JP are good two-handed mages that are not Dark Rain?
Yeah.
Are there any?
Are there? Chad, help me out. Are there any good mages? I don't think there are. I could just be forgetting someone. Let me open my list real quick.
Okay. But okay, so wait. So no, and I guess no elementalists either. Meaning that like, oh my, okay. Hey, you know who's actually gonna get a nice, decent buff from that? Actually, Olivera.
Yes. Well, basically every single mage gets a big buff from the two-handed, because even if the mage is not naturally two-handed, you're going to want to force that when possible.
Yeah.
Some mages it's just really not viable to because it would kill their gearing. But when you can, you really want to force double hand on mages after the patch.
That's also another bonus with Shui's STMR because it actually has some double hand on
Yes.
it as well. So that's nice. Okay, interesting. I mean, I like that's still far away though. Like the thing about the mage patch, that's still like what 5 months away. You said 5-6 months away, something like that.
4 to 5, but
Yeah.
probably longer just because Global has Clash of Wills that just constantly pushes the JP schedule
Yeah.
further back.
All right, but still okay. So for Roberta fans, like I am a diehard. I am the number one Roberta fan. Actually, there's no bigger fan than me. We should not be pulling for the Sylvan Scythe, which is Sakura's STMR. We should be waiting for the unit that's gonna come in a couple of weeks. That's gonna have a non-elemental two-handed magic spear, right?
Yeah, no, keep in mind, Yisha's spear is only 198 magic, so it's slightly weaker, but it is non-elemental, so.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's only going to be weaker unless you really want lightning, right? Like, if that's your... And I'm not... Like, I don't feel like lightning is a great cow element, to be honest. Like, I still feel...
Well, it's got Esther. Esther can kind of help out a lightning team, but
yeah,
it just depends.
I feel like fire still rains so fucking hard in cow as well. I mean, we use the elements we can really, so it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. I'm just yeah. All right, cool. But I mean, still interesting that they are choosing to kind of. We have seen this before, where they release units that are just for their gear. This has happened many times before, right? Like it's nothing strange. We have seen it, but I guess that. It's kind of a surprise, as you said, for JP players, it was a surprise because they didn't know that the two-handed patch was coming. So it's very interesting how they chose to do this. So they've released, like, they're going to release a ton of mages right now with two-handed weapons, and they're going to fix variants later. That was a very odd way of doing it, right? Like, you'd probably want to do it the other way around. You give them variants now and then start releasing these OP weapons.
Yeah, like, I don't know if JP like did an announcement and been like, in the future we're gonna give mages variants, so pull for these units today, or if they just did like, we're gonna release this. No one knows if mage variants is coming. No one's gonna pull on this because they don't know. Oh, this is gonna be good in 3 months. I don't remember. It's possible that JP did like a live stream and I didn't watch it. And I didn't know. Maybe they did announce it in advance, but I didn't know about it personally.
Okay, yeah, it sounds weird. All right, but it seems like they don't do anything. Listen, I have just one question about these two units. So their super limit burst does also say that it boosts damage of certain abilities for one ally except self. What does that do?
Yeah, so if another unit has these skills, it'll boost their damage as well. So for example, Sakura and Nicole have each other's skills and they work well together. But also, in JP, they went back and added a bunch of these spells to older units. For example, the Ramu Sakura or the Daughter of Thunder Sakura, whatever she's called.
Yep.
She was given the burst spell. Savior of Souls Lightning was given the burst spell. So these could all chain with Sakura, and then Flood. A bunch of units already have Flood.
Old
and they
Nickel, for instance, or the current Amper Nickel, and so on.
Yeah, and then Milo, etc. They could all, and yeah, so you could run like in Dark Visions, for example, on a Water Weak boss. You could run, like, for example, Milo and the new Nicole, and Nicole would give Milo the dramatic mod boost, and then they would chain it together if it worked in Dark Visions, but it's AoE, so...
Yeah, it doesn't. So, yeah, screw you. Okay. All right. But that's okay. That's an interesting mechanic, though, where, like, having one of these units can make another unit very strong. That's pretty cool, but unfortunately, I guess... not very useful, at least not in DV. And as you said, in cow, we're not bringing these units. They do too little damage. Like sometimes you can bring a non-cow unit to do damage in cow. Like for instance, Esther, right? She has no morale scaling, but you still bring her because she does decent damage. And besides, she's tanking for you. But like you're not going to bring someone that does half the damage of Dark Rain, which is that's just ridiculous. So these will never see use in cow. I guess maybe in one of these EX battles upcoming, if you have EX3 of them as well, because you have to.
And the damage isn't even like that burst time that I said about half a Dark Rain. That's like after all their setup and on their one burst turn. So like after 4 turns of like basically nothing, they get a mediocre How did Global
That's
not buff
very
these units?
depressing. Yeah, no, very depressing. Listen, I'm about to fucking give Gumi an idea that's gonna give them so much money. So Gumi, if you're listening, listen the fuck up. What you need to do is you need to release a GLEX unit. It can also be premium. And what you need to do is you need to make sure that it can lower the SLB cooldown of another unit. Kind of like Roka does with cooldowns, but with SLB. And it can be a Magnus. That's okay, like limited use. That unit would sell so fucking hard. Like, right?
That would be very interesting. It depends on the whole kit and all. Like if it was just that, maybe even depending on the unit, like being able to SLB Dark Rain every single turn might be
Exactly.
worth like
Or
a dead.
imagine just being able to do it 2 times in a row, right? You wait until turn 3, you have his SLB, and then on turn 4 you use these to get his SLB again, right? That would be pretty cool, right? But that will have to kind of yeah, I don't know. It would be an interesting thing to get. Let's see if they choose to do it.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like I would like that because that would also make it easier for me to, well, like sometimes I feel so crippled when I have an SLB unit that isn't at EX3 because I really feel like those extra turns are just making it tricky, especially on the EX battles. Like it's kind of like I have these really powerful, cool units that I enjoy from the story, but I can't really use them. Like my Tyvus. My Tyvus is going to be EX3 on the next dungeon, right? So so I still have to I can only use Tyvus on turn 4. That's like the best I can do. Which as you said, like when we get an EX battle with a 3-turn count, I can't use them. So I would like that. I would like a way to like make SLB units a bit more usable. So Gumi, listen up. This is your way to make a lot of money. Okay, but let's talk about the unit that a lot of people have been looking forward to, even though she's very late, and that's Medina, right?
Yes. Now she's really cool because she's got like a billion spells and she's got like passives to boost them.
Okay.
Something really cool that you might not realize is units that have the magic modifier boost. It applies to healing spells, which basically means Medina can like full heal your party with one cast of the level 1 cure spell.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So if you recall, what was the name of the last boss we just did in Clash of Wills? Oh God, I forgot the name.
The Derp Dragon.
The Derp Dragon. Yeah. If you remember, he like started off you on turn 1 at 1% HP, and you had massive healing debuff, and it was kind of tricky to full heal your team.
Yep.
Well, Medina could full heal your team with a Cura because she has that absurd modifier boost. But that's not really why you're going to use Medina. It's just something really cool I really like.
Yeah.
The reason you would use Medina is her SLB is a 250x modifier, and she has like
that's not too bad.
It's decent. Yeah. And at EX3, she's got about 7,100 magic, which is nice.
Yeah, decent.
Also, she gears really easily. Like she'll have most of her slots open for killers, so she's like a good unit. The only problem is a low modifier at 250 is outdated.
Yeah.
It wasn't outdated 6 months ago.
Yeah, no, I get it. Absolutely. Like, I mean, I still see her being slotted into some magic teams in DV, because you have like 1 slot left and you need a magic damage dealer. Like 250 is still not nothing. I mean, given the fact that we have such shit mages, like, I mean, our options are terrible. Aside from the summer units and Dark Rain, like our other mages are just so clunky and weird. You have like Tiana, who on paper could do decent damage, but that's like after stacking for 5 turns. And yeah, it's like a lot of these weird stuffs. I don't know. I mean, I can see her being slotted in, right?
Medina?
Yeah.
If the boss is weak to ice and like only ice, for example, like really weak to ice and high resist otherwise, then Medina might see use on a mage fight. It really depends on the player. Like if the player has limited options, then she could even come to an off element fight, sure. But for a player like, for example, myself that has most of the good meta options, like I don't see myself using Medina as a strong pick. Like I'll probably use her because she's like a budget option because she's an NVA and she's good for an NVA. Yeah. So I'll probably use her on like budget videos and all, but I don't really see her making my like first draft of teams.
Yeah. No, I get it. She also seems to have a skill that's good for arena. She seems to have a stop on all enemies as her auto attack.
Oh, I mean, I guess technically she's good for trolling newer players that don't have full immunity yet.
Yeah, see, there are some uses. Now, I still think Medina is cool. She has a very cool sprite, and she's a fan favorite in a way as well. And people have been waiting for this. I think it's still cool we're getting her. I mean, I'm definitely getting mine to EX3. Like, I obviously
Oh,
have like
I'm
2,000 Medinas. So
yeah, I'm very happy she's finally here. And like I said, I'll definitely be using her on like she will certainly be featured on various budget videos of mine
yeah.
because you will see her.
Yeah, and I mean 250. That's still decent because we have the summer units, Physalis and Shinju. They have also like around 7 to 8K magic and a 300x LB, right?
Yeah. I should even mention a different reason that she's like good for budget. Most mages these days, like on the high end damage sheets, will calculate all mages using Dark Rain's focus materia,
Hmm.
which requires you to own Dark Rain to even
Yeah.
use that. But Medina has the focus naturally in her kit, so great.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Helps with gearing. That's pretty
Yeah.
decent actually. That's pretty decent.
Hmm. Very nice.
All right, cool. But then those are the 3 units. So we didn't actually talk about the vision card that you would get from Nicole and Sakura to figure out if you want to pull them. And really, I don't know. This card is weird. So it's powerful in the way that it has 200% killers. So it has humans and demons. Although those are fairly common, I feel like we have really good STMRs for humans
Oh,
and demons.
you mean the actual vision card from the unit themselves?
Yeah, the unit itself, and it also has only 100 base magic. So I feel like I don't know. This feels like very hard to
Yeah.
use.
The big problem for me is it's magic killers only, meaning
Yeah,
once again, all the good mages are like physical type
yeah. You're
killers.
not
So like
putting this on
Angela.
Roberta because she won't gain from it. So yeah,
Exactly. Like, why don't they fix these? Are such an easy fix. Like,
true,
Global
true.
knows our meta is physical mages. Why didn't they make it just universal killer? Like,
I mean,
forehead.
then the card would even see some use. Then it'd be like, well, yeah, you drop 15 base magic, but you get 100% killer maybe, or even
Hey,
dual killers against a dual race enemy. So yeah.
such an easy change.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, Goom, you should do that. Like that should be fairly easy, right? That should be like just changing the JSON a bit to just make sure these are physical and magic killers. Would make the card more viable. Maybe people would pull more for these units as well.
Hmm.
All right. But okay, let's move on. What's the event? It's a raid event. And is there anything decent from this raid event to obtain gear wise? There are some
Not
killer
really.
materials.
That's human and demon killer. Who cares?
Yeah, we have so many of those. We really do. We have good options for those. But still, it's nice. Like people
I
that
mean,
collect care.
the most valuable thing from this raid is going to be the summon ticket you get out of the box.
Yeah, true, true.
But it
Uh,
does have an EX battle as well, and this one's going to actually be a little tricky to do.
oh, really?
This is a boss rush.
Is
It's
it again designed for these 2 units, or because how can that even work given that they have so clunky mechanics?
Oh, well, not really. No, actually, a little bit of trivia. This is Return Fina's event, and JP, this was their
Oh,
event. The Vision World came out with Sakura and Nicole, so this is actually Fina's event, and the boss rush is 1,000% tailored for Return Fina.
oh, okay.
So yeah, if you might have noticed, the Return Fina automatically preemptively cast a 9,000 point barrier on your party. You might have noticed that.
Yep.
Yeah, well, this boss rush, every single wave, including preemptively, it does 8,000 AoE fixed damage on your party as an ambush. Every
Oh
every
my
single
god,
wave.
that's so
So
cheap. That's
it
so
is, it is,
cheap.
it is the most blatant, like,
Yeah,
wow, unbelievable. They're all extremely weak to holy element. Duh.
yeah.
Um, yeah, like it is this is Fina's, it really was Fina's event in the JP server. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's designed for
So
Fina.
what are you gonna bring for the EX battle then? Like
Well,
Fina?
the thing is, this time there is no turn count limit, so you can definitely take your time and
Oh, okay.
relaxingly slow clear this. There is a 4 unit mission, and you can't take friends, so it is a little tricky because you have to bring like healers because every single wave ambushes with AOE 8,000 fixed damage to your whole party, which you can't cover or anything.
Right, right.
So yeah, you have to like bring a healer.
Well, you have
You
to
got to
bring
bring a
someone that can heal. I mean,
heal,
doesn't necessarily
chain,
be a healer, but yeah.
yeah, chainer, breaker. If you're not turn 1 OTK in it, you got to bring like a tank.
I mean, are you
If you
using a magic tank on this?
Um, I don't remember it. Like this event is not really. It's not okay. So this is not a hard event,
Okay.
but this is an event, a boss stage. You have to prepare for. As long as you just build the proper team, it's fine. Like this is not. This is not even going to really trouble
Okay.
newer players that take it seriously. It's like on JP, I cleared it with Golden Riser, the free unit.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very fine to clear. You just got to take it seriously because it's got like the AOE ambush, etc. So as long as you don't go in there with like a half naked team, I'll just face roll it. You'll be fine.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Well, that I mean, I still, I've said this before, and you were surprised at that. Like, I sometimes enjoy this mid-tier difficulty content, meaning it's not so easy that you can just go in with basically a naked unit and kill it, because
Yeah.
that's what most of the content really is, right? Like it's just
Mhm.
like if you're a veteran player, you just pull in a unit from your like that might have your favorite equipment on, it's gonna one shot it. This is kind of, it requires you to build a team, but you're still gonna like heavily overpower it, which I like. I like the fact that my units get to feel a bit powerful. So I think this is gonna be something I'm gonna enjoy.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's against the three exo stars. So like
Right.
the ghost ship, the gorilla guy, etc.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. That's gonna be interesting. That's I'm gonna look forward to using probably Roberta, to be honest. Like I feel like I should I want to use a bit of Roberta and Aerith maybe. So let's see. Let's see. Cool. Okay. And then, of course, we're finally getting the unlock of Vision World, even though we did get the later stages unlocked already this week. That was really nice of Gumi to do. But we're getting the final stages of the Vision World, right?
Yes. Um, Gehenna is neutral to, well, actually, he's 100% resistant to everything. So you got to basically just bring your favorite unit. It's actually pretty tricky, to be honest here.
Wait, so
Because
like no, you mean it literally has no weakness, right? So you could bring as many elements as you want as long as you can imperil them below 100, right?
yes, yeah, correct. Yeah, so you have to use a 101 or better imperil to get weakness credit score,
Right, right.
which is like it's everything
Yeah,
basically. Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
not the imperil spell that you get from like Ramu and
Yeah,
so on, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But this one you need a 20 billion damage cap, and it is pretty bulky. So this is
Okay.
probably going to be a little tricky for some players to do. But that one you can use whatever element. It's mage only too. It's a mage
Yeah,
fight.
yeah. Spirit low, it says here. So I
Yeah,
mean, so again, like if you don't have Dark Rain, or I guess Dark Rain, obvious choice, right? Aside
if
from,
you have him, yeah.
yeah, aside from Dark Rain, I guess again our top mages are the summer units. We do have like if you can still get Tiana to stack, she can also do some decent damage. Um,
Angela.
oh, obviously Angela. Anyone else really? Like I don't know. I feel like the rest are just, well, Roberta,
Uh,
I guess.
if you've got like the Dark Rain TMR for focus, then a lot of the older mages actually start to be okayish. Like even like Pause, for example, is okay with Dark Rain's STMR if you can gear her properly.
Okay.
Not STMR, the TMR.
Yeah, yeah, the TMR, yeah. Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, all of those require Dark Rain though, I feel. But yeah.
It's
Okay.
like that TMR is really strong. It's literally the Tyvus STMR for mages.
Yeah, of course,
It's
of
that big
course.
of a deal.
No, I get it. But yeah, let's see what people are going to be using on it. And then we also have the Wicked Weapon, which is a dragon, also a mage fight, right?
Yeah, now this one's going to be a lot harder for players just
Oh,
because it is element locked. So lightning mages don't exist,
right.
or
Well,
dark
I
mages.
mean, I mean, we do have Sakura that we just got, so
I mean, I guess, but it's going to it's going
you could EX3 her and bring her maybe.
to yeah. And then dark. So dark rain, obvious win.
Yeah,
Angela, obvious win because you can imbue her.
yeah,
After that, though, like it drops off a cliff. Like you've got Ibarra and Oliveira, like they're okay. You've got
yeah.
Roberta you can imbue, but I mean, truthfully, she's not super high damage. Like she's going to be useful here. It is a dragon, and she can buff dragon killer, which is great. So if you have
Yeah, I mean,
Roberta, she's definitely coming.
Dream helped me calculate this. Well, or Dream was a total a total asshole here, and she said that what you need to do is you need to just multiply the ratio of the morale versus non-morale, and actually Roberta clocks in at just below the summer units, so it's not that bad actually. I mean, of course, compared to Dark Rain and Angela, it's bad, but it's decent damage. So I mean, she's gonna do much higher than Oliveira. So you're definitely bringing her over Oliveira to this fight.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Or
technically
bring
bringing both, but yeah.
Yeah, bring both. Now, something to keep in mind here. This is when JP got sick of players ignoring their mage fights and overpowering it with premium physicals.
Mhm.
This is when mage fights now have literally 4 million defense.
Oh,
So
nice. So forget
bringing
physical.
physical units are just out. They will deal like 1,000 damage.
All
You are
right.
bringing mages only to this fight.
And do you know if these bosses have passives?
No passives. No
So you
breaks
really
are full
want that
power.
90% spirit break then? Okay.
Yes, you want Savior or Louise on the party if
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Louise is going to be hard to use here given lightning and dark. Louise is imbuable though. She really is. So you could, but like her mods are like really low. I mean, even her LB is like what 150 or something like that. And
Oh yeah,
she was like the first tier of morale units where morale units like her morale abilities actually do negligible damage in non-morale settings. They have like a 2x modifier or 20x or I don't remember something like that. It's ridiculous.
yeah. Louise is not really going to contribute to your damage as far as personal damage goes.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
her break's going to be
Yeah, I
critical.
mean you might be using her to break and you might be using her LB to get a couple of K in there, but yeah. Okay, and then Dark Rain. Dark Rain is the final boss. No specific mage or physical preference, right? But it
Yes,
does have a light weakness. So as
yes,
I think you said this before, but like this is obviously great for Kane. He's our strongest damage dealer right now. So if you have like Fina and Kane, this is gonna be good, right?
yes. If you have Fina, Kane, Graf will be amazing here.
Yeah.
Roberta's actually really good as far as her physical jump is pretty strong.
Esther
It's,
too.
it's any. See, here's the thing. Here's
Oh
the thing.
yeah, no, you can't use Esther because of the field. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm curious to see how like the big whales handle this fight.
Right.
Because Kane is the #1 highest damage on global period, and he's obviously hand tailored here, and he really wants that field from Fina.
Right.
But Fina cannot support Chain and use Kane's field if Esther is doing her LB. So it's really tricky.
Yeah.
I'm thankfully I personally don't have Fina, so I am exempt from this problem.
Because the field problem with dragoons, like he has to land while the field is active, right?
Yes, so you have to either click the dragoon first before clicking Esther, but of course, when a dragoon lands, a meteor hits. Like the boss is dead. The boss is dead. If you click Esther after that, the boss's HP is already 0. Esther won't activate.
But you could make that work though, because it can. Like I think there is some type of grace period there where you could still activate other LBs. So like maybe with a macro, like if somebody calculates how many frames you need after like I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I've had many problems with Laura Croft not casting her LB because it's so quick, and the boss dies and her LB doesn't go off.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
maybe
no,
I haven't tried it. So maybe.
No, 100%. I mean, this is and it's definitely like you said this even when Esther was released that there is this little drawback that her LB has this field and that it might, yeah.
Yes, dragoons hate Esther. Like they hate Esther so much.
Yeah, well, because they want like Fina's field or I guess like so this is specifically light weak, so you would use Fina, but I mean we have other fields too, and I guess all of those get overwritten by Esther's LB, so that sucks. But I guess like no really good options here. If you don't like the thing is if you don't have Fina, Esther is still the best bet because you don't have a light field at all. So so she's still gonna be very strong.
We do have one for mages just before someone comes into the comments. Actually, Draconian Fina has a light field for mages only.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That's if you're bringing light mages.
Yeah, which is Pause is cheering in the background, but no one else.
I mean, Pause and Angela, but yeah.
Actually, probably no, because Angela's physical type, she doesn't use magical fields.
Right. Okay. So it's basically just Pause. Okay, that's problematic. Well, I guess like Holy spam Aerith too, right?
Oh, and Chow. I guess Chow, technically speaking.
Yeah. But okay, interesting fight, like light week. So I guess like people like me that didn't get a Fina, although there is one more daily pull tomorrow. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So
we're going to be using Aerith here, right?
Yes, because everyone else is going to use Aerith because the big combo here is Aerith is obviously a really great light support. She also buffs Human Killer AoE,
Yeah.
and then Esther buffs Demon Killer AoE. So you got both killers with Aerith plus Esther.
Yeah. Super nice. Super nice. Yeah, let's see who people bring. I mean, I'm obviously bringing Roberta just because I like her, and I think she's also going to be one of my top damage. Like, I actually my top damage dealers are Graf and Roberta. I
Yeah,
have the premiums, so I could be bringing like Tybus and shit, but and
the, the
Sephiroth, so but they can't really like
the
how is the
problem.
damage resistance being dual element here?
Okay, so the boss has negative 50 light resist, plus 50 all others except for darkness, which is plus 100. So
Oh,
Sephiroth,
okay, so Sephiroth gets
yeah,
fucked. Okay.
he
But
is
maybe
to the
Tifa then.
bench.
You could bring like Tifa, you could bring Tyvus, you could bring Aaron, I guess, Aaron. But all of them are gonna do a lot less because
Yeah, a big damage penalty. Like they might still be worth using depending on your whole roster, but they're definitely gonna take a hit.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm definitely using Graf and Roberta at least. It's probably gonna be. I mean, it's obviously gonna be enough to clear it, but then I don't dream about getting rank 1, so it doesn't matter.
yeah. This we're talking like mostly like the top 100 ranks are going to be really struggling to stay strictly on element if possible.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I get it. I get it. Gonna be interesting. Gonna be very interesting. Um, do we have any more imbuable strong burster aside from like Graf, Esther, and Roberta? Like
Not
worth mentioning?
that I'm thinking of off the top of my head. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Esther, yeah. I mean, Kane is
Yeah,
the
Kane is
map.
light already though.
Angela is
Well,
amazing.
of course, Angela. Yeah, yeah. Actually, Angela. Yes,
The
yes.
problem with Angela is you've got to kind of bring Louise with her.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't have a 90 break. You're obviously not bringing Savior. No reason to
Well,
bring
wait,
Savior
wait.
over Louise.
We did forget about fucking Lara Croft though. But I guess you were assuming you're bringing Lara
Oh
to
well,
the
I
fight.
mean, yeah, you're definitely bringing Laura. Well, you got to bring a 90% breaker, so you've got either Laura Locke or Venera or Hawkeye. So I
Yeah, and
guess Hawkeye. No, Hawkeye really won't do anything here either. So you're bringing Laura Croft.
yeah. I mean, like Lara's LB is gonna hit harder than Hawkeye's. Um, and Hawkeye's LB is such a fucking shit LB to get into damage. Like it
You,
has
you,
these
you know you know what I'm thinking of though, because if you bring Laura Croft, like she's going to be probably a chainer, because someone has to chain.
right.
And she's probably the lowest damage dealer. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe Resonant can chime in there because I know he usually scores really highly. Is it worth bringing, for example, Cacteria and getting an 89% defense and Spirit Break? That way you can
Oh,
leave Laura and Louise home and still fit Angela? Is that worth it, maybe?
that's interesting. Actually, that is interesting.
So you would lose 1% of the break power, but you would be able to bring Angela without bringing Louise.
Exactly. And I mean, since as you said, Lara might be chaining anyway, so you're not really losing any damage with Cacteria chaining. But I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, I think the answer is depends very heavily on if you can get Lara's LB to fire. Because if you can, then she's still gonna do decent damage.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I mean, someone has to chain. Oh, duh! Never mind. You've got Esther. Esther chain. I'm so used to the only DPS being worth it or cappers and not
Right,
chainers.
right.
But
So you're
Esther's a
definitely
chainer.
bringing Esther.
Yeah, so
And
you
I
can
mean,
bring Esther, and you
how
can.
about Fina? Can she do any support? I mean, obviously you can always equip
Well,
her with the
no,
materials and
you would
shit. But
use Fiona to chain the Extreme Nova with Esther.
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, I guess like, oh yeah, I was just gonna say maybe you're bringing Roberta, but you're jumping with Roberta. You're not tag chaining with her, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah,
Gonna be interesting to look. I always enjoy looking at all the high rank clears, even though my ambitions are so much lower than that. I don't have the time or the skill, but I'm gonna be looking at all these clears and being impressed by the ingenuity. Okay,
indeed.
did we do everything now? I guess we should mention there's a chapter 4 of the Return, obviously, right? It's the next part of the Return story with
Oh
Sakura
yeah.
and Nickel. And there is this thing called World of Visions campaign. The fuck is that?
We need 70,000 players to clear Gehenna, which is one of the new bosses being opened, the fiery dark rain guy.
Okay.
If 70,000 players clear it at least once, we'll get a bunch of rewards, including a mastery crown, which is kind of awesome.
Oh, a mastery crown would be great. Like, here is the hot question, I guess. Do we have 70,000 players that can clear Gehenna?
I hope so. I really want those crowns, especially because we didn't even mention, we didn't even like talk about. Maybe it's not worth talking about, but they're now selling crowns and mystery crystals basically by putting them in the exchange shop.
Oh, and
Uh,
what do you
if,
exchange them for?
but the Sakura banner, if you pull on the Nicole Sakura banner, the summon coins can now be traded in for
Oh.
mastery crowns and mystery crystals.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's interesting. Something to just point out.
Okay. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Huh. Okay. Well, I mean, nobody's pulling on this banner, but if you're pulling, like, you could be exchanging for some mystery crystals. Yeah, this is gonna be. Listen, I want to know if we actually can do 70,000 because I'm not like Gehenna. I mean, how difficult is Gehenna to just clear?
Oh no, these bosses are designed to be farmed, like for the materials. So yeah, to just clear them, not a problem at all. They've got
Okay,
like
so you can be
they've
like
got,
a mid-tier player and easily clear it.
oh yeah. They have extremely low HP. They have high defense, so it's hard to do that, 5,000 times overcap damage. But to
Yeah.
just kill them, trivial. Which is also the reason why you can't use AOE skills because they die instantly.
Okay. All right. So then maybe there's enough players to pull this off if they actually go in, and it is the first unlock or like the easiest of the unlocks, I guess, as well. So let's hope.
The
All right.
other final thing to mention
Yeah.
briefly is we're getting 50 login tickets over the course of 25 days,
Okay.
and those can be exchanged for 50 unit fragments of any unit up to the hobby banner, except premiums. No premiums.
Fuck you! And you had to say it like except premiums. God damn it! Because I was hoping to fill some gaps, but okay.
The one notable unit in there is Kane, and if you have Kane and not EX3, absolutely spend them on Kane.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I unfortunately don't have Kane. He's one of those that eluded me. So I really don't know who to spend for because like Roberta is obviously not in there. So
No, I think she's too new.
so it's really like I have no idea who to. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to see. I mean, 50 shards is good. That's nice. Knowing me, I'll probably spend it on a unit I like rather. So I might be like using it on a unit that get more Terra. I have 2 EX3 Terras. I don't need another Terra. It's fine. Actually, I have 2 EX3 Terras and 1 EX2 Terra. I also have 2 EX3 Celestes. So I'm like good with Final Fantasy 6 units. Like I have 1 EX3 Scion and 1 EX2 Scion. So yeah, I have I like the game knows I'm a Final Fantasy 6 fan, so it gives me the Final Fantasy 6 units, which I really like. Like I'm never upset getting another Final Fantasy 6 unit. All right, but I think that's it, right? Really long episode, some ranting, but also a lot of news, so a lot of stuff to talk about.
And you said in the beginning, there's not that much news. I told you there was a lot of stuff.
I had no idea. I didn't even look at the news before, so I did not know what I was talking about. But now I know. Now I know. It's going to be a fun week. I mean, boring unit-wise, but I'm still looking forward to the difficult the Vision World stages. Even though I don't try hard, I still try a bit. It's going to be fun. All right. Well then, thanks for chilling, Sinzar.
Indeed. See you next week.
Yeah, good luck on Vision World, everyone. Bye.